The South Florida Business Today Show is a community-based program to bring South Floridians news that is good for their mind, body, and soul. The show presents new and old business developments, insurance and financial reports, combined with health and wellness topics for a better well-being. Each show is also concluded with the Around Town segment, which wraps up the fun side of South Florida with restaurant and club reviews. Also, weekly special events which everyone would want to be part of. And now, here is your show host, Anthony Merlino.
And good afternoon, South Florida, and welcome to the South Florida Tonight Show. You're listening to your host, Anthony Merlino, and always surrounded by the greatest of anchor people. And we want to say hello to those folks listening from as far as the tips of Key Largo. I guess that's what, Gary, 92, mile marker 92 or so?
Just got in from there. Yeah.
Okay, there you go. And he has his private helicopter. That's why his hair is so slicked back and wet. But then again, we are getting to us as far west as Naples and the tips of Palm Beach County. We welcome you. Wall Street Network Station. And I know everybody's sitting there looking at their clock and they go, when's Sue going to come on? And guess what? We're going to bring her on early. She's got a great guest, and it is time. It is officially time. It's pre-time. It's game time. For the Around Town segment with the lovely and talented Sue Ra. Welcome.
Thanks, Anthony. Good to be back here, just like last
Just like last week?
But yeah. So today I want to talk about, well, I think a lot of people know that when Asian kids come to America, they usually take on an American name. But I'm a little
Just
bit...
like you?
Well, I'm a little bit of a different story, okay? So I was raised by white folks, hatched from Asian yolk, a.k.a. I was adopted by two loving white parents. And what I'm trying to say is I'm about as Asian as a California roll. I look exotic, but on the inside, I'm just imitation crab.
Okay, well, I could never tell that from your blonde hair. So.
Hey, I did have blonde hair once in college. I did have contacts, too. I went through a phase, but
Oh, my God.
we're beyond that now. We're all natural.
Mom, Dad, what'd you guys do up there in Michigan?
Hey, they let me work it out for myself. So anyway, I'm sharing all this because I'm going to let our listeners in on a little secret. Sue Ra is not my real name. It's actually my Korean middle name. I have an American middle name too. So therefore, I have 5 names on my birth certificate. And it's rare that I meet somebody who has almost the same amount of names that I have. So tonight we have on Ivan, Dynamo, De Jesus.
That was pretty good.
Yeah.
That was pretty good.
And
That
he's,
was close. That was
he's
close.
Irish, right? You can tell me he's from Ireland. Is that where he is?
Ah, yes. From Ireland, from a beautiful country.
There you go.
Yeah, so Dynamo is like me, though. He goes by his middle name. So everybody Dynamo, here he is. He is the mastermind behind an organization aptly named Action Club. And this is truly something that anyone, any age, can benefit from. So I know I have tremendously, and I wanted to share this with you guys, our listeners. So Dynamo, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure to be here. One of the things that I'd like to comment on is I heard Anthony talking about something his father told him. You mentioned that your dad said to you, you can sleep and slow down once you're underground. I love that.
Amen to that.
Yeah, that's absolutely what Action Club's all about. It's about making the most of this lifetime. It's about deciding what it is that you want to be, do, and have in this lifetime and make it happen. Oftentimes, we just take what's given to us instead of actually manifesting or going after the thing that we want. So Action Club is a totally free group. We get together every week. We have a group here in Miami that meets on Wednesdays. We have another group in Fort Lauderdale that meets on Wednesdays. And basically the idea is, all those things you've always wanted to do, those things you wanted to be when you were a little kid?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's about that. Everybody wins by coming together, sharing their struggles, their tribulations, any headaches that they're having with going after their goals, and we all win by having the victories. And so the point of the group is to encourage and inspire one another to achieve our dreams.
So how do you do that, Anthony? Or I'm sorry,
Dynamo.
Well, Dynamo, I wanted to ask you, while we're talking and while our audience is listening to you, is there a website that we could all be going to have us to check it out? What
Absolutely. So you can meet us on Facebook. You can join our Facebook group. It's Action Club on Facebook. Just search Action Club. It's the only Action Club on Facebook. And you could also find us on meetup.com. It's Action Club Miami for the Action Club here in Miami, and then there's also Action Club Fort Lauderdale for the one in Fort Lauderdale. Next year, we're going to be setting it up digitally so that we're going to have the syllabus and all the activities that we do weekly set up online, free for people to start an Action Club anywhere in the world. I want there to be an Action Club Sydney, Australia.
Yeah.
I want there to be one in London. I want there to be one in anywhere in the world. It's all about people coming together and creating these mastermind groups to help encourage and inspire one another to make it happen.
And do you meet at the same location in Miami all the time, or is it different locations? How's it work?
No, it's the same location. In Miami, we meet at the Miami-Dade Medical Campus. It's
Okay.
in downtown. It's near the South Beach, near Jackson Hospital, near
Sure.
downtown.
Free parking. That's
And
always
I
a
just
plus.
pulled up the site for you listeners out there. He really does tell the truth. He's like George Washington. You go to Facebook, pull up Action Club, and the first thing I see is Sue Rah Rah.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh,
I
yeah.
know
You
that
do
he
get
be
around,
here.
girl. I got to tell you.
In all the
Oh,
right
you don't know
ways.
anything.
Hey, it's
my
a public
parents are
restaurant. Take it
listening.
easy now.
So some of the things that we've done at Action Club, like personally what I've done, actually I met Surah at a stand-up comedy open mic. That was one of my bucket list items. The first homework assignment that everybody gets is to write 150 things that you want to accomplish in this lifetime.
Wow, you guys are serious.
Yeah. So in the last year, I've gotten flight lessons. So I wouldn't say I know how to fly an airplane, but
You've been
I've
behind
landed
it.
one
You've been in
before.
the cockpit.
Yeah,
That's good. That's more than most people, right?
I've jumped out of an airplane. I've also been in a sensory deprivation chamber. I've taken dance lessons, hip hop, salsa. I've gone on meditation retreats. I've learned how to do a cartwheel. The reason we do all these things, you may say, well, what's the point of doing all these weird, nonsensical things? Well, everybody has a main goal in Action Club. So we have somebody that wants to be a FBI hostage negotiator, another person that overcame their fear of public speaking, somebody else that wanted to go to Thailand. That's somebody's main goal. But as you know, in physics, the hardest thing is Newton's first law of physics is to overcome inertia. An object that is stationary needs more force to get it moving. Then momentum carries it. So the reason we do all these auxiliary goals is to get the ball rolling, is to get ourselves moving. So if you learn how to juggle, it'll help you keep your juices flowing, make you feel like you're actually moving, because it could take a while to become a film producer, which is one of the goals of one of their members.
Well, another thing I love about Action Club is that you have an accountability buddy, if you will. And that to me is powerful in itself, to have other people who almost hold you accountable for what you're doing. They aren't obligated to do it, but the fact that everyone comes together and joins forces, that really makes something powerful. And I've actually implemented Action Club in my own workforce. So
Awesome.
I
Awesome.
signed the first,
I'm expecting some royalties.
yeah.
I'm kidding. It's totally free. It's just our way of doing good into the world. It's the things. It's taken a life of its own.
Yeah, but I want to thank you, though, because I made everybody on the staff come to our team meeting with 100 bucket list goals. And it's great because it's only been 2 weeks since that meeting, and I've already gotten great feedback. People texting me saying, hey, I accomplished this on my goal and this. And that's really cool that, you were able to inspire me, and now I'm being able to pass that on. And hopefully Action Club is going to be all over the world. I think it should, right?
Oh man, I hope this microphone is waterproof. I'm about to start crying. Thank you so much, Surah. That's it's when other people succeed, when you see other people achieving and getting the things that they want, it really you have to experience. You have to be part of a group to really see the magic that happens when you see somebody coming in and 1 week they feel stuck, and then they do something like make cheese. That's a goal that one of our group members had, and they were having a hard time, and then they brought in some cheese that they made. Took them 2 or 3 weeks for it to finally happen, and then they got unstuck. And it's weird. That's how life kind of works. You just kind of keep on moving, like you said.
They get unstuck after they ate the cheese? Or before they ate the cheese?
Well, then, our
A little
digestion
Pepto,
got
yeah.
stuck after
Yeah,
that.
man.
Homemade
Well,
cheese.
I looked at your site. It's incredible. And not only that, but it looks like the people that are with you have the same spirit, that they want to do better for themselves.
Yeah.
And I think, if not for anything else, that in itself is a sign. It's always, I look for organizations that my judge a success. It's not by what they're doing, it's by the byproducts they create. And it looks like that's exactly what you do. It's not only what you signed up for, it's all the other stuff you're going to get on the side, the motivation, the confidence, It's almost like being a coach. Once yes, you're teaching a kid to kick a soccer ball, but what that does is beyond kicking the soccer ball.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It develops their athleticism, develops their coordination, it develops their spirit, it develops their lungs. I mean, everything. And it looks like, because I guess you're right. Well, let me ask you this question. Have you find that obtaining the bucket list is sometimes more difficult than obtaining their life goals, or you find them to be the same?
So I'll give you my personal story. So my goal is, it's funny that I'm here. It's almost serendipity. I actually work in finance, and I have my own company. I do premium financing of life insurance for high net worth individuals. And it's kind of outside of exactly what it is that
you're on the right show, is
Yeah,
right?
I know,
Because that's
exactly.
what we do. We sell a lot of life insurance here.
yeah. Yeah. So the reason I started Action Club, it's been going on now. It's going to be 3 years this coming January. The reason I started is because, owning a business and being in finance and really going out and making it happen, it's hard. And life sometimes, kicks you where it hurts. And having a group of people that are looking to just be there and help you achieve the things that you want to achieve is important. So my goal is to make 7 figures through my business in 1 year. And I've failed at it the last 2 years. But I've also had my other bucket list goals accomplished throughout that time. And if I would have never set that as a goal, it's okay to fail. Like that's a big goal. And it's, I don't consider it a failure. I'm moving forward.
Well, it's like anything else. You fail at 7 figures, so you make 6 figures, and that's nothing to sneeze at.
Exactly.
But, if you shoot for the stars, you fall short, you hit the moon. It's always the same thing. You always shoot for what you don't really think you can get, and if you get it, then that's great. But, I think what you've said, the last thing you said that's important. You said the last 2 years meant that you haven't stopped.
No. It's like Babe
Keep
Ruth.
moving forward.
He had the most home runs. And everybody knows he had the most home runs, and Babe Ruth. There's a candy bar named after him, and he's still, pre-steroids. He's still.
Well, I would say he still has more home runs because the rest
Yeah.
were artificially made in a test tube.
Yeah, exactly. But what people don't talk about is that he also retired with the most strikeouts.
Yes,
and
absolutely.
so that's exactly what it is. Like exactly. I mean, Brett Favre, most touchdowns, most interceptions.
And Michael Jordan's famous expression is, "I missed 20,000 jump shots."
Oh, it sounds like you're ready to come to Action Club. I'll see you there tomorrow.
I'll tell you, I would. If I might seriously actually think about it. I do
Be
have
happy
a
to
lot
have
of
you.
time commitments, but certainly I would like to pop in just to be able to tell our viewers what they're missing, because I think something like this is so well needed in our community, because there just isn't anything out there that's willing to do anything for anybody without putting their hand out, without write me a check. You could do this. I got this for you. Give me money. And when you see something like this, I got to tell you, we're 100% behind this.
Yeah,
Oh.
genuine people, and their energy, their positive energy is contagious, and it's really refreshing to find people that actually want the best for you. So
Right. Well, we're going to wrap it up right now. Could you give people your contact information out there who want to take a look at it? So you go to Facebook and just put out, I just typed in Action, and boom, you came right up.
Yeah, Action Club. And you can find me. I'm the only Ivan Dynamo de Jesus. There is only one. So yeah, you can find me on Facebook. You can also find me on the Action Club website, or you can go to meetup.com, Action Club. And we meet every week from 7 to 9 on Wednesdays in Miami or in Fort Lauderdale.